Alberta Primetime with Michael Higgins.
Welcome to Alberta Primetime. Ahead tonight, our Friday panel on the federal government clearing a path to Canada Post delivery cuts. But first, expanded marching orders. The Minister of Municipal Affairs is among members of the Smith cabinet receiving updated mandate letters this week. And among the new priorities for Dan Williams, the limiting of property taxes and ensuring municipal governments stick to providing core services. And joining us now to pick up the discussion, Carol Westerlund, President of the Rural Municipalities of Alberta and a Brazeau County Councillor. Councillor Westerlund, good to see you. Welcome back.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me.
All right, maybe as a starting point, what does this updated mandate letter say to you about expectations of the municipal affairs portfolio moving forward?
Well, I think it definitely gives us a sense of what's to be expected once we get through the municipal election. Mandate letters are the marching orders moving forward. So we will have to continue to sit and wait and see what the further details will be behind each of the points that were made in the letter, and be ready to sit down at the table and work through them with the ministry and with the government.
Now, is this something municipalities saw coming?
Well, it was a little bit unexpected. We knew the mandate letters were going to be coming out. We just didn't know what exactly they were going to entail. And obviously, the timing of this particular letter, hits right at the front of the municipal election. Campaigns have been kind of slowly were rolling out, but everything became official as of Tuesday at noon. So you can say, I guess you could read between the lines on the issuing of this mandate letter and the timing of it too as well.
Okay, so maybe on some of the points that are identified in the letter, is there a key element here that stands out for you? One that is likely to cause concerns with rural members?
Well, there is a few there, and I think it's just the overall tone and what's included in the letter. Obviously, we are a little bit concerned right now about the autonomy of municipal government and where that lies within this letter. So we will be sitting down with the ministry to find out as much information as we can about what exactly is expected between each of the points. And we'll have to move forward through that. So obviously, anytime we talk about taxes and the provincial government getting involved about what we do municipally when we set our tax rates, obviously that's got our attention. And there's a number of the other items too as well. But I have talked directly to the minister. Actually, as soon as I seen the letter, I actually sent a quick text to the minister, and within 30 seconds, he gave me a call. And there is definitely a willingness to sit down and work through what's in the letter. So we're very optimistic on that.
Okay, so if I could maybe then pick up on some of those points. Now, your counterpart over at Alberta Municipalities, Tyler Gannam, he's been quoted as expressing frustration on that taxation point over instructions in the mandate letter to limit property tax increases. How do you see that resonating with your member municipalities?
Well, obviously, until we have further detail, it's really hard for us to figure out what the path forward is or what the actual intentions and behind the wording with that. Of course, you could pick up on the word excessive. What does that mean? I know certainly it's not the rural municipalities causing that issue, but moving forward, we're going to have to definitely sit down and see what that is.
But how prepared are rural municipalities for what the mandate letter identifies as development of an automatic yes permitting program?
Yes, and then again, we don't know what the details are behind the wording or the intent of that. I guess you can read between the lines and see where that's going to lead us. But Michael, we need to sit down at the table with the province, find out what the true intentions are, get the background before moving forward, and of course, make sure that we have a seat at that table for engagement as we go forward.
I know you need to talk with the province. Still, within that mandate letter, a universal code of conduct for elected municipal officials, senior municipal staff. That is mentioned. It's part of the equation. How about this? How much of a role do you see municipalities playing potentially in development of that code?
Well, we'll definitely have a seat at the table, and we need to sit at that table because obviously it deals directly with what we do on a day-to-day basis. The one piece of that has our eyebrow raised is obviously including the senior officials in that. So we're not quite sure what that means. And obviously, our organization, when the code of conduct was removed earlier this year, it was received with mixed reviews. I think from our membership, there was a few of us that were happy to see it go, while there was a few of us that were not happy to see it go and understand the meaning of that. So in part, we know the province is, and especially this ministry, is listening to what we're saying about code of conducts. And if there is going to be one in place, it needs to be something that is universal across the province. Another piece that we've been pushing and advocating for is the investigation into code of conducts needs to be handled third party and definitely not within our own municipalities. Prior to the removal, we obviously had our CAOs, kind of the initial point of those investigations. And for your viewers, that's our one employee, so it put them in an extremely awkward position. And quite frankly, we had been saying from the beginning, if this is something that the province is going to legislate and mandate from the municipalities, they need to be willing to step up and A, cover the cost, and B, also be able to provide some third-party help with this.
If I could bring it back full circle to one key element that you mentioned right off the top, how do you see any of or all of this playing into next month's municipal elections? Does this come out on the campaign trail? Is this something the candidates are going to have to answer questions from their ratepayers for?
Absolutely. Again, eyebrows raised at the timing of this. Obviously, municipal elections are now in full swing, and I can guarantee you 100% residents are going to be asking candidates at their door what their take is on what the province has put out. And for me, I just hope that the conversations are productive, and we hear firsthand from our residents what they expect and should expect from their elected officials. And at the same token, that the province needs to make sure, as we move forward with this mandate letter, that we have a seat at the table and we're part of the engagement too going forward.
Well, and maybe as one last question for you, after that election is over, within days comes the return of the legislature, MLAs returning to their seats. So what kind of stage do you feel then does this mandate letter set for the resumption of the legislature?
Well, I think there's lots of work that needs to be done between the municipalities and working with the provincial government. We often say, and I know we're right in saying this, we are the government closest to the people, and the best solutions are found in our backyards, not in downtown Edmonton and not in downtown Calgary. And a clear message needs to be sent that municipalities are here to stay and that we represent Albertans just as much as MLAs and the ministers do, and we're here to help. We're here to work together. We're here to find solutions, and we want to see this province move forward, and we want to see our communities be the best communities that they can be, and that we are an important part of that puzzle as we move forward.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. As always, appreciate your time, Councillor Westerlund. Thank you kindly.
Thank you so much, and thank you to your viewers.
Cara Westerlund, President of the Rural Municipalities of Alberta.